Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to watch Korean Grandmaster and Challenger ELO players Blitzcrank with Kalista against Ziggs and Alistar on the bottom lane. Well, Blitzcrank's gameplay can be described as grab and pull. This champion is quite simple, but the most important task, you have to land your Qs accurately. Because, you know, without accurate Qs, Blitzcrank is nearly useful. Of course, he can also be played as a front lane champion, but he is not a pure tank like Alistar, for example, or Leona or Nautilus. Blitzcrank can be played sometimes as a front lane, but he is not a pure tank, of course. However, it's not a problem for the blue team right now, because they have Poppy. Nice dodge by Alistar. Kalista is going to get her first blood. But the question is, will she escape? No, she won't. But, however, Graves had to use his flash to kill her. Of course, it's better to play Blitzcrank when the enemy team has no tanks on the bottom lane. For example, when they have some squishy supports like Lux or Zyra, Nami, Soraka, something like that. Because in that case, it doesn't matter which champion Blitzcrank hooks, everyone will be dead. Will be killed immediately. But right now they have Alistar, so the task for Blitzcrank is to grab Ziggs if possible. Because Alistar is not afraid to be grabbed, especially when he has level 6, and as you know, Alistar's ult makes him an ultimate tank. He can block around half damage that he receives. Now Blitzcrank uses his Hex Flash, tries to come closer to Ziggs, but this was not successful and he misses his Q. For Kalista it's also nice to play with some melee champions like Blitzcrank or Alistar, Leona, because she has better synergy with melee champions who can be tanky. But this Alistar isn't going to be a tank, he is going to buy Everfrost, so he wants to deal damage as well. But actually Blitzcrank can deal significant damage to squishy champions. Now he grabs Graves. Uh-oh, Viego is dead. It looks like nothing good is going to happen for the blue team. Kalista was trying to play on her limits, but she was outplayed. Graves survives, and she doesn't. Well, there is a risk that Blitzcrank can be dived. Especially when you play against Alistar, you should be really careful when Alistar has level 6. Because when he activates his ult, he can dive champions under the tower easily, since he doesn't need tanky items for tanks to be able to withstand tower's damage. When Blitzcrank will buy his tier 2 boots, we can probably see him roaming. Blitzcrank is also a roaming champion, but you need better boots to be able to move through lanes quickly. Right now Blitzcrank has only tier 1 boots, so I expect him to stay on the lane. Now he pulls Alistar. They have actually level 4. It's maybe it's a nice moment to attack, since Blitzcrank and Kalista are level 4, and Ziggs and Alistar were level 3. However, Ziggs right now received level 4 as well. Oh. Okay, Kalista had her heal, and this heal saved Blitzcrank, I guess. He also uses quite standard runes. His major keystone is Glacial Augment. But Blitzcrank can also be played with Aftershock. And another important moment and tip that I can give you when you play Blitzcrank, it's when you do a roam or when you try to grab someone, sometimes it's not necessary to use your Q immediately when you see you can grab an enemy. Sometimes it's better to use W or even Flash. Right now Blitzcrank has tried to use Flash plus Q combo, but Ziggs has quite a good reaction. He dodged this combination by using his own Flash. Yeah, and sometimes it's better to try to reach your enemy by using movement speed acceleration that Blitzcrank has on his W ability. And when you see that the enemy has used something that he has, like Flash or maybe some dash or something else, especially if he uses Flash over a wall, well, this is the right moment to try to grab him by using Q. So it's not necessary to use Q immediately. You just have to feel the right moment and choose the right ability. Maybe we will see it. Uh-oh. Bad situation for Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank has tried to grab Ziggs. And he missed Kalista's Q? Oh my god. She thrown him, but it looks like he missed. And now they both are dead. Well, this was actually, it was bad, and now Ziggs has 4 kills. This game isn't going to be easy for Blitzcrank and his team. But hey, their enemies are not bronze or silver, right? I mean, Ziggs and Alistar, they know how to play this game. And if they are playing on this elo, they're good players, right? Blitzcrank checks Infernal Dragon. It's still alive. One of the best dragons in the game. I'm surprised that it's still alive. It's also very important for Blitzcrank to have enough vision to grab enemies. Especially it's easy to grab enemies when you do it from Fog of War. When you stay behind a wall and the enemy doesn't see you, he doesn't know that you can use your Q. Because when people see Blitzcrank, they're ready to use something like Flash to dodge it, his ability somehow, or they are trying to move, you know, like left, right, trying to dodge his Q. But when Blitzcrank stands in a Fog of War, he's invisible for enemies. They don't even know that he's there, so they don't expect his hook. This is why it's always easier to grab enemies by using Fog of War. Blitzcrank can try to pull an enemy under the tower. However, it's a dangerous situation for Kalista. She uses her flash to kill Ziggs, and, well, it was successful. Blitzcrank, however, steals the kill. He receives 700 gold. Of course, Blitzcrank didn't do it on purpose, and of course it's better to give the kill for your carry, but sometimes you have no time to think, and sometimes you just don't have the right moment. So it's better to kill an enemy as Blitzcrank than don't kill it at all, right? Because I remember myself when I play on the bottom lane, and sometimes I don't kill an enemy because I want to give this gold to my AD carry. And I remember those situations when enemies escaped or they even killed my AD carry. So right now I prefer to kill the enemy no matter what, in most cases. Alistar is coming from behind. Kalista is about to kill Ziggs. But, okay, this was strange. What the f... What Kalista just was doing? This was really strange. It looked like a suicide, I don't know. Because Ziggs was too far from her. Maybe she wanted... Okay, nice. Let's watch this once again. Ziggs is playing super risky. He doesn't have flash. Okay, he had one. Okay, I'm sorry. He had flash, but it didn't save him. We see that he uses his flash as well, but into wrong direction. He had to use it right here, for example. So Ziggs just wasted his flash. As we see, such mistakes happen even in Korean highest elos. So even those guys who are meant to be the best in the world, they do such mistakes. Nevertheless, it looks like the enemy bot lane plays better. Ziggs has 5 kills, only 2 deaths, while Kalista has 1 kill and 5 deaths. Another unusual moment, Blitzcrank learns W in the first place. Usually Blitzcrank players, they learn Q first.
The order is given.
Well, right now early game is over, so Blitzcrank should not be babysitting his AD carry. He actually is a roaming support, so I'm surprised we didn't see good roams. But right now it's time time for Blitzcrank, not only to cover his carry and help him, but also he has to watch where he can be useful, where he can help someone, for example, to get a kill. Right now it's practically a fight for the dragon. He tries to grab Akali, but it was not enough range. Well, it was an equal fight. They lost Viego and Kalista, but they have killed Alistar and Graves. And the second dragon is still standing. They should put a ward here to see what happens, to see this area, so the enemy would not steal the dragon. Graves is coming. Well, this was not even close. Bad hook. And the enemy team has killed N0Т Dragon without any contest. Well, I just think right now, guys, maybe Blitzcrank together with Azir, they can make a nice combination. For example, Blitzcrank hooks someone like Ziggs, and then Alistar throws him forwards under the tower. Nice hook, and Graves dies. They also lost Viego. Alistar is still here. Alistar is a tank, but he has almost no damage. So it's a free kill for Kalista. Okay, Blitzcrank has Crown of the Shattered Queen. I thought he's going to buy Everfrost, I'm sorry. But as we see, he buys an item for ability power. So he is going to deal damage instead to be a tank for his team. Well, actually they don't need a tank, they have Poppy. And Viego can also be some kind of front lane for his team. There are too many enemies. Blitzcrank understands that they are not going to win the fight, even if he catches someone. So he just moved back. Okay, Baron is warded. Okay. And we should ward also the dragon. It's going to be Ocean Dragon. Well, Ocean Dragon is useful when you play against Ziggs. It's really useful dragon. So there is a sense to fight for it. But of course, to not lose Baron instead. And the enemy team has started to kill the Baron. They have no Akali. So there are four champions. It's not the best condition to kill the Baron when you have lack of champions. And they are going to pay for this, probably. The blue team is trying to surround them. It's 4 against 5. Kalista throws Blitzcrank into 2 or 3 enemies. Gangplank has killed him. But the fight continues. And this is ace triple kill by Kalista. Now it's free Baron for them. Maybe even the dragon as well. Let's see. Well, the red team has enough time, I guess, to come and fight for this dragon. Free dragon for the blue team. It's a good dragon against champions like Ziggs, who prefer to stay in a big distance and then poke your champions by using their ability range advantage. So when they deal some damage to your champions, the dragon is going to heal some of this damage. And it's, of course, it's going to be harder for Ziggs to poke them down. Especially if blue team gets more dragons. Kalista saves Blitzcrank. Azir in a dangerous position. He can be surrounded here. Nice hook. But this was a hook not to kill Alistar, but to save Azir. To not allow Alistar to catch Azir. And now Blitzcrank has Abyssal Mask that curses enemies and they lose some of their magic resistance. It's good because Blitzcrank can deal more damage as well as Azir and Poppy. Well, however, Poppy, if I'm not wrong, Poppy does physical type of damage. But anyway, Blitzcrank and Azir can deal more damage when enemies are cursed and they lose some of their magic resistance. Of course, especially when an enemy champion has no items for magic resistance and he has only his own. In the late game, one good hook can be a win condition for the blue team. If Blitzcrank is able to hook someone important, like Ziggs or Gangplank, and if they kill him immediately, the enemy team will be in a number advantage for next minute. Like now, they have lost Alistar. This is not the strongest enemy champion, but nevertheless, it's better than nothing. But of course, when both teams are grouped, it's better to not grab Alistar, since for him it's okay. He can make an engage, but it's more important to grab someone more squishy than Alistar. Because Alistar will not be killed in 1 second. Unlike Ziggs, Akali or Gangplank with Graves. The next dragon is going to appear quite soon. With 2 dragons it's going to be much easier to withstand Ziggs' damage. So in team fight, we should stay together with our team, and especially we need at least one champion nearby with great damage. So if we hook someone, this champion has to help us to kill the enemy that was grabbed. Because Blitzcrank alone has not enough damage to one-shot his target. So it's better when someone like Azir, we need Azir, Kalista or Viego nearby. It looks like the red team is not going to fight for this dragon. They want to start Baron and kill it as fast as possible. But the blue team is coming. So it's going to be the team fight. Blitzcrank doesn't use his hook on Alistar. He tried to hook someone. Viego steals the Baron. Nice. Blitzcrank steals his flash. Kalista uses ult. But she doesn't see, and Blitzcrank doesn't see where to be thrown. Since it's Blitzcrank who decides where he wants to fly. So when Kalista grabs her ally champion, this champion decides in which direction to fly. But Blitzcrank didn't see any enemies in range. Well, nice. The dragon is killed and the Baron is stolen. They also have some gold advantage. Everything looks fine for the blue team. But the game is not over. Enemies still have their inhibitors, some towers, and the game can still be won by any of the both teams. Any team can win here. So blue dudes should not relax. They should have stay focused. Nice hook, and Graves dies immediately. Well, now they have lost one champion. It's 5 against 4. They have also Baron's buff. So the blue team has to try to destroy at least top lane and mid lane. They have already destroyed top. Now it's mid lane's turn. The red team has to survive somehow. They should wait Graves. Alistar has tried to engage. Blitzcrank has hooked him. Ziggs has killed Viego. The blue team receives tons of damage. Alistar, Azir engages. Kalista has killed Ziggs. And nice throw by Kalista. Actually by Blitzcrank. It was Kalista's ult. But Blitzcrank's accuracy. So there are two survivors. They're going to restore their health. But we see that Graves doesn't even try to save the game. He just stands on the fountain. Well, GG. I hope this video was useful and interesting for you. Thank you for watching, my friends. I hope to see you in the next one. And right now it's all. I wish you to have a nice day and nice games. See you in next videos. Bye 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 bye.